Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Steph, and today we are here to talk about my journey to see Endgame, the new Avengers movie that is out and destroyed all our souls, broke box office records, and wow, there's so much to talk about. I'm not going to be talking spoilers in this video, though, so I'm just going to be talking about the way, how I ended up seeing the movie and how I saw it on the 25th, which is, preview day, day before, official opening day. And wowza, was it a doozy on top of what the movie actually was. So my local radio station has been announcing they're going to be giving away tickets for a while, and Thursday was the last day to win tickets to this movie. So, the morning show that they give the tickets away on starts at 6 in the morning. This was on my day off, the one day I didn't have to wake up at 5 a.m. And I woke up at 5:50 so that I could listen from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. in order to win tickets to Endgame. Guess who didn't win tickets to Endgame? That whole morning, I was, waiting for the opportunity to call. I think it ended up being, a thing, call and tell us what your kids think your job is. Which, first of all, don't have kids, so I'm kind of disqualified. Second of all, wasn't sure if I actually heard them say that was... They mentioned it once, I think, that was the thing to say in order to win tickets, but I wasn't 100%, so I was kind of not in it from the beginning. Cut forward to me sadly scrolling through tickets prices and just local theaters, sadly scrolling, looking at tickets, wanting to go to this movie because I knew, the spoilers for Endgame. Thanos made Mandar silent, but that doesn't mean everyone's listening post-snap. And as I'm sadly scrolling, I see it. Tickets available, seats available for these theaters, and your girl jumps. I went to the bank, I just got paid that day, so I get my money, I put it on the card, I buy my tickets, I am, vibrating the entire day knowing I'm going to Endgame that night. I have my outfit that I wore to Captain America Civil War, which includes a skirt I made that has Captain America's shield on it, my Captain America shield shirt, and my Captain America shield bow, which I'm not wearing right now, but that's not important to the story, just to picture it. It's the outfit I wear on the video I posted on Friday, so if you want to know what it looks like, check there. I was hyped. Get in the car, drive to the theater, bringing up the tickets, a little scan thing on my phone. Get into the theater, go to scan it. Tickets not found. What? Scan it 4 or 5 more times, still getting tickets not found. Getting more and more anxious and frustrated with each scan because I just dropped $36 on 2 tickets for this damn movie. And it's trying to say that my tickets were not found when I booked it on the website for this town, the specific theater, the specific time. And then we get to looking at my ticket more, and it wasn't for my town at all. Somehow Fandango messed up, even though when I was purchasing, it said my area, California. No, I look at the purchase tickets and they're for frickin' Washington. I don't live in Washington. I wasn't going to get to Washington within 20 minutes of where I currently was, which is California. 20 minutes will not get me to Washington. So, mild freak out, we go to the ticket booth, ask if there are any tickets for Endgame available. Told not until 9 something p.m. It's almost 7 o'clock when the showing is supposed to begin. It's about 6:30, 6:40. Panic is setting in because due to, the timing of when I have to go to work and other circumstances, late showing was not going to be, not going to work, and I wouldn't be able to see the movie, and then pushing it off to another day would mean I probably wouldn't see it for a month or until it came out on DVD, okay? My heart was starting to erase. I was having, just freaking out. I'm going on the app. I eventually end up signing into, a new account off Fandango so that I can refund my tickets really quick and get into the next showing possible, which is 7:20 across town. So, run to the parking lot, which we parked across the lot in because we thought we had some time, so we parked across the lot and moseyed our way up. Now we're just, speed walking back to the car to get in, to drive across town. Hope the traffic isn't too bad because we're right here, it's Endgame Day, it's Avengers Day, there's people out, it is a Thursday night, which isn't as bad as, a Friday or Saturday, but still, people are out and moving, and there are some nerds where I live, so they are out and moving, compared to them usually staying at home, introverted little huddled in their blankets, which I know is much more comforting than the story, but nope, everyone was, out, and it's it was time, this is go time, guys. driving across town, like, I'm, like, just staring at my phone, making sure that address is right this time, because I don't want Fandango to mess up my tickets again. Thankfully, tickets were a little bit cheaper, so I was able to use my credits later to buy Detective Pikachu tickets. Hell yeah, I'm going to see that in a couple of weeks. Hopefully we don't get a panicked video like this, although this is content, so would you guys really be that disappointed? I know I would, but would you guys? So, we make it to the theater with about, I would say, under 10 minutes to spare. Somehow find parking on the lower level, which is mind-blowing. Like, first going and we find parking right away. Run out the line. Okay, here's your theater. Here's the line to get in. And I don't know where to go. Person I'm with splits off to go into the theater to ask for directions because they're actually smart. I go to line and ask, hey, is this for Endgame? And the couple I talk to says, yeah, this is where you'll go in, they'll scan your tickets, then you come back out into the same line so they can rip your tickets. Doesn't make sense, but I'm freaking out at this point, so I'm just gonna go with it, I guess. But then I get the wave from the person I'm with being like, yo, I already got our tickets scanned, let's freaking go. So I book it in, and then we get into our theater. Screw popcorn, screw all that, you don't need it. It's a 3-hour-long movie, you'll be fine. Go into our theater, which is, here's concessions, we go in, over, in, it's like in the back corner of the theater, and we make it with like 5 minutes to spare before all the previews start, and we get into the movie, and the whole movie, my hands were on my face, either like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. It's okay, there was no one like beside me except for the person right here, because the tickets I ended up getting were, you know those seats like right before you get to like the bottom row that have to go like, yeah. We were like right there along the edge of that row, like on the first steps. Oh, speaking of seats, I almost forgot. I had to get seats away from the person I was with, like over here in that first row that has to go, yeah. And someone was in my seat. I'm not confrontational, so I'm just kind of like internally panicking, like, oh my god, someone's in my seat. What am I going to do? Where am I going to sit? I go over to the person I'm with, like, dude, there's no one next to me. Just sit here. If someone says something, we'll tell them someone was in your seat. So I sit down, and every time someone, like, comes into the theater, I'm having, like, a mild panic attack, thinking, oh god, I'm sitting in their seat. They're going to come over and say something to me, and I'm not going to know what the hell to do. It didn't happen. I got to view the movie from where I sat. So, thank you, Lord. I didn't have to deal with confrontation during that movie. Whew, because there was so much else to deal with during that movie. Wowza. I might do a more in-depth review of Endgame, but for now, like, my initial thing was, this was fantastic. I love how certain things tied up. I still have many questions. Some things absolutely did not make sense. But just, like, I'm just so happy that certain characters got screen time comparing to not even being in the last Infinity War movie, Hawkeye. I'm glad characters I love got screen time. I'm glad, how some things wrapped up, I'm really happy with. Like, absolutely heartbreaking how other things wrapped up. Even how some good things wrapped up, it still hurts. It hurts a lot inside. Overall, initially, I thought it was a very fantastic movie. But then also looking online at some of the other people who have been seeing it, I can definitely see criticisms that are popping up, like, talking to people IRL, there's like certain things where it's like that I'm noticing there as well as online, which usually those two things don't align. That's the word I'm looking for. They don't align with people I talk to IRL, but seeing like these like very strong like things happening on like both sides of the screen and off screen, like there are some definite criticisms I see in this movie, and maybe we can just all be glad the Russo brothers aren't touching this franchise anymore. The Russo brothers started out great, you know. They made some questionable choices, and this is the end of their Marvel run. Now what? But yeah, I definitely see the criticisms that are coming out. I definitely see why some people love it, why some people hate it. It's a very divided thing. I've seen mostly love, but I also see that hate, and I understand it. I totally get it. I can see where they're coming from, but I don't want to talk about it in this video because no spoilers. We're just here to know, like, my heart was racing. Have you seen those posts where people, like, showing our Apple Watches is like, your resting heart rate is very high. Are you okay? I think you're dying. Anywho, that's my story of how I saw Avengers Endgame and almost died. Not really, but inside I did. If you want to see my last video on this channel, you can check it out. Over here, I'll leave both of them. You can check it out because I talk about being more chill and I think some reading things. So, fun. If you want to subscribe, my face will be right here, as well as the button down below. You can hit the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos on Mondays and Fridays.